Hi guys. So today's video is going to be a book review on the book Bloodsong by Anthony Ryan. I absolutely loved this book. I think lots of people need to talk about it because it is not talked about. This has a great pacing. It never feels too fast, it never feels too slow, there's not an unnecessary amount of detail. The writing is pretty straightforward. The story follows our main character named Valen Alsorna, and it follows him from the ages of 10 up through his early 20s, and it does go back and forth between present day and the past. The majority of the book takes place in Valen's past, and it starts with him at the age of 10 being taken to his realm's 6th Order, which is this group that trains these young boys to be almost like medieval Navy SEALs. They go through extremely rigorous training. They learn about tracking, about survival, about how to live out in the wild, about weaponry, about fighting. They learn all sorts of really fine skills, and they come out of this order, hopefully, with the intention of being these really finely tuned, trained warriors. If you're the kind of person that normally reads young adult fantasy and you're looking for a good book to transition into adult fantasy, I would say this is a good one, not because it's immature by any means, but because of the setup of the story is somewhat similar to a lot of YA books, and it's almost a coming-of-age tale. It follows Valen into his adulthood life. And the school setting, which I know a lot of people love, that trope or that kind of a setting of just learning and being in a school. If you like that setting, you're going to enjoy a big chunk of this book. Something I thought the author did really well throughout the book was let the world building unfold as we went through it. You often find that with adult fantasy, it can be a bit overwhelming and daunting when the worlds are so different from our own. And Anthony Ryan never really flooded you with, oh, here's how this stuff works in this world. Valen would learn about certain things, as a child would, as they become older, but it never ever at any point felt like I was being force-fed information about the world. It always just unfolded very, very organically. I also loved Valen as a main character. I thought that he never did anything that was outside of his character. That's a big pet peeve of mine, when the main characters either are so bland that they'll just do whatever works for the plot, or when their personalities are all over the place. I never felt that with Valen. I thought he always did things true to how he felt. And the side characters all had very distinct personalities without feeling like cardboard cutouts of, oh, this is the funny one or this is the tough one. They never felt like that. They felt like real people. And just like Valen, you see them from an early age as they grow older, so you see how the traits they had as children kind of develop them into men. And I thought it was done so well. I found myself at times being annoyed with certain characters, but then when you find out information about them and why they are the way they are, you start to see them differently. It just felt so real. You would meet a character and you'd be annoyed with some kind of thing they did, and then you'd find out about their past and you'd be like, oh no. And it would just felt very much like a real interaction with real people. Valen, as far as his personality goes, is very, very loyal, almost to a fault. And he's very strong-willed, and he's kind of a tough guy outwardly as far as the way people view him, but you get his internal thoughts, and he's kind of just a good guy. He's a good guy, he keeps to himself, he's quiet, he's reserved. Without giving away any spoilers, I do want to mention a little bit about the romance in the book, of which there's not a ton. You guys know, if you've watched my videos, that I do not like when there's an overwhelming amount of romance and it just takes over the story. Wasn't like that whatsoever in this book, but there's a hint of it, and this order that Valen serves, they're meant to be celibate, so none of the young men are supposed to interact with ladies. And I think that the way that they think of women and that the way they react and respond to women at times can be super, super funny, but also just kind of innocent and sweet. The amount of romance that there was, I thought was done beautifully. Man, oh my gosh. I don't know if there's too many other books where I'm like, can these two just like be together? Also, as far as the funny moments in the book, there were so many, and man, I was not expecting this book to be funny. But I don't know if there are too many other fantasy books that have made me laugh as much as this one did. And it's not a funny book. It's not meant to be funny, but there are just some parts that are done so well and they just catch you off guard so much. And I really enjoy that because a lot of the book is very emotional, and sometimes they're emotions that are kind of rooted in sad or sorrowful or hateful or, you know, those kinds of emotions. And then you'd get some really silly, ridiculous thing that kind of takes you off guard, and it's nice amidst all this other stuff. I also want to mention too, given that Valen is going to be trained into this amazing warrior, that there are some pretty cool fights. I could honestly go on and on and on talking about this book because I thought it was so good, but I'm gonna stop now and make sure this video is not crazy long. But if you guys are interested in this book, or if you are fans of fantasy, or if you're looking for a book to transition from young adult fantasy into adult fantasy, check this book out. It's phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it. If you guys are interested in reading Bloodsong, let me know that in the comment section down below. And if you have read Bloodsong, let me know what you thought of it. All of you were the ones that told me that I needed to check it out, and I'm so glad you did because I love it. It's a new favorite. I have my fingers crossed that the rest of the series is gonna be just as good. But anyway, if you guys liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell icon so you get notified when I post new videos, and check out some more of my videos right over here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.